Good morning, everyone. I had sent a message to sir that I'll be joining a little late today. So sorry for that. I hope you got that message. So a very good morning to all of you. I hope you had enough time in the yesterday's labs to revise. So let me ask you, has everyone gone through revision of IO code samples which we had written? We had not written too many, but 2, 3 code samples and the IO part. So today's topics are going to be, we are going to continue with IO. And after doing a quick revision of what we did yesterday, I'll take you to binary IO, which is the main objective. And like I mentioned, the main topic you have is serialization, deserialization. So all of that we are planning to cover today. So before I start anything, does anyone have any specific question? Anyone wants to ask any queries regarding yesterday, regarding whatever I mean? I'm waiting here. So if you have any specific question, please ask. Okay, so I don't see any questions coming in between also, like, in a timely manner, just before the break. Any time you have a question, do feel free to ask. The only thing is if I'm in the middle of topic, I'll take it later. So is there any question here regarding print writer? Yes, Madan, what about regarding print writer? I talked to you yesterday. I solved some query of yours yesterday. Yes, what about regarding print writer? Ask me a specific question, then I can answer. If you want, you can unmute yourself, Madan, and ask the question properly so that I can understand what you want.
It's not specific, but the small portion of
Sorry,
that.
what is it? Yeah, come
It's
again.
not this. I'm not the specific in the print writer, ma'am. I'm a little bit confused in it.
You want general description of a print writer? Is that what you're saying?
Correct, ma'am.
Okay. So I'll cover it when I'm in the flow of IO revision. I'll remember that. Anything else? Okay, so let me continue. Let me not waste time in just waiting for the questions. So let's do the revision of IO. Now this is going to be a quick revision, so respond faster. Again, as usual, the observation is I myself joined 10 minutes late today. People have still not joined. So, sir, ma'am, whoever is on the call, you have to tell students seriously, little bit strictly, that they have to join before I start the session. This is not acceptable at all. So ensure that everyone is logged in before I start the session. Because then there is a disconnect between the students and the trainings. So that is not tolerable at all. So please. So now let's start with that. Which are the packages for device handling in Java? Now start responding in a quick manner, fast manner. What are the package? One is java.io and there is another one also. So one is java.io and other one is java.new. So that java.new IO, or this is also called as non-blocking IO. So we are not considering that here. We are considering java.io. So when you open any classes from java.io, which type of methods you are going to see? Which methods you expect to see? Read and write methods. There's nothing other than, of course, there is something like available, mark supported, but mainly they are either read or the write variety. Next important question. When you talk about the API, the classes, the methods in java.io, are they representing blocking API or non-blocking API? Everyone knows that very clearly. They represent the blocking API. They are the blocking APIs. What does it imply? What does it mean? It means anytime you perform any read as well as write operation. I'm not talking only about read. Typically, reads are more considered blocking, but anyway, any read-write operation will cause blocking of the invoker thread until the operation is complete, until that read-write operation is complete. So the corresponding thread, currently, tomorrow we are starting with threads, but till today, we are working in a single threaded system. If you don't count your garbage collector, all you have is a main thread. So the main thread will be blocked, waiting for that read or write operation till the operation is complete. And that is what is regarded as the blocking API. Next question. In case read or write method, you have a runtime error, which is the exception which your java.io calls will throw. It is nothing but the name of the exception is, if I write it in a fully qualified manner, java.io exception. Now, so is this okay, next question. Is this a checked exception or unchecked exception? I hope everyone remembers. It is a checked exception and compiler forces the handling of your checked exception. Now, when anyone asks you what does a java.io package consists of, so that answer is it consists of IO streams. Okay, so when I give you the overview or in a ready-made manner, java.nio, java.neo does not consist of streams. It consists of something like channels, buffers, totally different API. But we are focusing on java.io. It consists of IO input output streams. So anytime you say stream, this is not to be confused with our Java 8 functional streams, whose examples are int stream, long stream, double stream, the stream interface, etc. Those are different. Those represent the pipeline of operations to be performed on the sequence of elements. And yesterday we saw a lot of them: filter, map, reduce, or sorting, searching, etc. So here IO stream means data transfer medium, typically consisting of bytes, or it can also consist of a character. But you know that a character basically consists of 2 bytes. So when you say character oriented stream, such as readers, writers, they will pick up 2 bytes, convert it into the character and give it to the user. So ultimately, the data transfer medium is basically revolving around the bytes. So which are the devices which your java.io can support? There's a long list of it. So if you talk about console, you know, standard input, standard output. So if you see the data type of system.in, it is input stream. Data type of system.out is a print stream class. But our current focus is on file handling streams. So yesterday we started talking about character data files, text data files, and we talked about it. But if you have concurrent threads, multiple threads, and if you want to exchange the data from one thread to another thread, you can connect a virtual data pipe and data transfer can take place. Or when you write a distributed application, client server based application, you can send the request from the TCP client to TCP server using socket based streams. And there are audio input streams, there are archive related streams, plenty more. So now the basic questions. To read the data from a particular data source, what data source? It could be your console, it could be your file, it could be your pipe, socket, any memory, anything. Into Java application, which type of a stream we will open? Is it an input type of a stream or will that be output type of a stream? Answer is input type of a stream. I'm not asking you the name of the class yet. The classes will come later. So input type of a stream. And if you want to write the data from Java application to any of these devices, what type of a stream will you open? Everyone knows the answer. You'll have to open the output, because sometimes, you know, as a beginner, you may get confused which type of stream I need to open. So making it very clear. So that can be your output type of a stream. Now, if you think about functionalities, functionality wise, there are 3 different categories of the streams, which are, you know this, node streams, buffering streams, and the filtering streams. So read about node streams. So tell me, are node streams optional in Java IO handling, or are they mandatory? 100% mandatory. What I mean by that is, without using those node stream classes. I've given so many examples. File input stream, file output stream, file reader, file writer, piped input stream, piped output stream, etc. Without using these node stream classes, can you talk to the underlying device? Answer is no. So these are 100% mandatory. Have I written that? These are mandatory. You cannot work without them in Java.io. Java.neo is a different ballgame. So what is the purpose of it? It will handle the device for you. So they are meant for abstracting. Abstracting is hiding, separating, isolating, shielding. So abstracting actual device handling from the programmer. So who is going to be responsible for actual device handling? Is it going to be a Java developer or is it going to be a JVM? Who is going to do the actual device handling? JVM or Java developer? Of course, it is JVM. And since you know JVM is platform specific, from the first day you know that. So JVM will talk to the underlying file system or underlying socket system and make the appropriate calls. You as a developer, you are just going to deal with Java.io API. Okay, so they are totally platform independent. And do they represent buffered streams? Does it support buffering or do they support unbuffered data streams? Unbuffered. So the job of the node stream is only handle the device. Okay, take care of talking to the underlying operating system, underlying hardware. That is their only job. But there are two different type of streams. One is buffering, which you have seen yesterday. Today you'll see largely filtering streams. So are buffering streams mandatory always or are they optional? M or O, they are optional. When it is recommended to use the buffered streams only in case of large data transfer. But these can be skipped. So even if I have a large data to read or write and I don't use buffer, my operation, the performance of the application will go down. So I asked you yesterday, which will be faster? Java application waiting for the device to give you the next byte, that will be faster, and reading it directly from the device, or the device data already stored in a buffer and Java application reading it from the buffer, which will be more optimized. Everyone understands it? Because yesterday you were giving me a different answer, wrong answer. Anytime you are doing it from buffer, it is just a memory. It is a part of your RAM. So of course, reading the data from the memory rather than reading the data all the way from the device is going to be more higher performant. So next question. These node streams, are they going to be device specific or device independent? Means what? Will the classes change when you change it from file to pipe to socket to memory, or are they the same? Are node streams device specific or device independent? All are wrong. Guys, you're not understanding the question. I said you have the answer right in front of you. If you say you are handling the file, which are the node streams you will use? First four. If you are handling pipe, can you use the same stream classes? Of course not. You'll have to use piped input stream, piped output stream, piped reader, piped writer. If you are using socket, you have something like socket input stream, socket output stream. So tell me, are they device specific or are they device independent? Of course, they are device specific. I thought this was quite obvious, but anyway, so they are definitely device specific. They will change from device to device. You can't expect the same thing. System.in, can you use for reading the data from the file? Never. It is for standard input that way. But when you talk about buffering streams, such as buffered input stream, buffered output stream, buffered reader, buffered writer, and Madan was asking for print writer, so I'll discuss it here. So all these data streams, are they specific for any device or are they device independent? Buffered streams, device specific or device independent? Now you are right. So let me ask you, if you want to buffer the data coming from a socket, or you are wanting to buffer the data coming from the file, is the buffer stream class going to change? Absolutely not. So if you're reading the data from a socket or a file or a memory, you will end up using buffered input stream. Are you understanding what I'm talking about? Or are you lost right in the morning? No, print writer is not applicable here. So don't say print writer in between, in middle of this conversation. I talked about reading the binary data, Garish. So if you're reading the binary data from a socket or from a pipe or from a file, which will be the buffered input, which will be the buffering stream you'll use? Answer is buffered input stream. Likewise, if I have got a text data, listen to this question, guys, and I want to write the text data to maybe a console, to maybe a file, to maybe a memory or anything, which is the class you will use? Choose. You have got the options here. Which is the class you'll use for writing the character data in a buffered manner? Is there only print writer option or are there two options? There are two options. Which two options? Buffer reader is totally wrong. I said write. Hear my question. So I can use either buffered writer or print writer. Both of them are applicable. See the word buffered writer, print writer. The moment any class is ending in a writer, tell me, will you expect to see read methods or write methods? R or W? W. Character or binary? Character. So both are equivalent. So now tell me, which one is more preferred? Which one we typically prefer? Buffered writer or print writer? A print writer. And I have given you, I keep sharing lot of readmes, guys. It is impossible for me to cover everything. Whatever is in your contents and much more than that, I'm already covering. But on the top of that, whatever is extra, I share through the readmes. So tell me, what are the advantages of print writer over the buffered writer? It has a richer API. Can you give me an example, Kunal, Anjumal? Yeah, which extra API, which richer API you have? Yes, print, println, printf, formatted printings and all that we can use. You can enjoy it the way you were enjoying it for print stream. Okay, print stream comes under output stream. Print writer comes under writer. Any other advantage? Does it support buffering or is it not buffering? It is supporting buffering. Prashant's answer tells me that he has gone through the difference between print writer and a buffered writer. Very good, Prashant. Guys, when I share the readmes or those images and all, at least take 10 minutes to go through that. So another advantage of a print writer over a buffered writer is buffered writer only supports buffering but cannot do any conversions from one character to two bytes. Whereas print writer, one of the constructor of the print writer can also chain wrap the output stream. In short, one character it can split into 2 bytes and send it to the binary stream. So character to binary conversion is possible with a print writer. Anything else? Any other advantage of a print writer? Buffered writer has a no. It is in reverse. Buffered writer has a constructor where you can supply the size. Print writer has the system supplied size. That's not an advantage. That I would say a disadvantage. No. There is something called as automatic flushing. Okay. So listen to the question, guys. Here, can you tell me? Java application, suppose, is writing the data to a buffer. And can you tell me when that data from the buffer will be sent to the device? The moment buffer is full. Absolutely correct. So let me, guys, open the diagram because otherwise, it becomes a vague discussion. Give me a sec. Here, I'm talking about this part. Listen to this. So here you have read the data from the source file. And now Java application is dumping the data to the buffer of a print writer. So can you tell me which all are the cases, basically triggers, in which condition data will be sent to the next device or next node? So I already got one answer. One is buffer full condition. Anything else? Anything else? Yeah, so there you can't say that Aman directly. Just a second. So let me say this. I'll come to that backslash later. So here, print writer or even buffered writer, there is a method called as flush. Okay, let me give you an example. Suppose your buffer of a print writer or a buffered writer is only 10% full, but you want to urgently send the data from the buffer to the next device. Is there any way I can dump this buffer? I can send this contents. Answer is yes. There is a public void flush method. So when you call explicitly buffered writer or PW or BW.flush, the data will be sent to the next device. Okay, so another trigger is, one trigger is buffer full condition, another trigger is flush. Now, let me ask you the next question. Suppose your buffered writer, your buffer is let's say 10% full, and you end from the try with resources block. So when you are coming out, when you are returning from try with resources, what will JVM call automatically? What will JVM call automatically? PW or BW.close. So when the close method is getting called, what do you think will happen? The data in the buffer will be lost, or will it be sent to the next node or next device? Tell me quickly. When you are ending, when you are saying print writer.close, the data in the buffer will be lost, or will it will be sent to the next stream? Of course, it will be sent to the next stream. JVM is not dumb to lose the data. So these are the common triggers between buffered writer and a print writer. But the advantage of print writer, this is a popular question, so I'm spending so much time. So in addition to all that, print writer supports automatic flushing. So what is that auto flush? There is one more overloaded constructor, writer w comma boolean auto flush. So if you say that boolean auto flush equal to true, now I'm taking your answer. Whenever you say pw.println, whenever there is an occurrence of a new line, automatically contents of the buffer will be flushed out, will be sent to the next node. So I've discussed this in detail in that diagram, buffered writer versus print writer. Take a look at it. So tell me, how will you, Madan, for you, how will you describe the print writer? Tell me, is it character oriented or binary? C or B? Not just Madan, anyone. Pick up the choices. Okay, reader or writer? Writer. Buffered or unbuffered? Buffered. So put it together. Print writer represents character oriented buffered writer, extremely suitable, completely suitable for writing text data to any device in a buffered manner. That's your print writer for you. Okay, so that was about your earlier one. So these are your buffering streams. Now, when you talk about filtering, filtering is basically conversion streams. So here today when we enter our binary IO in 10 minutes time, you will see we are going to start with conversion streams. So these conversion streams allow you to directly convert binary data, raw data, to either primitive types. So I'll show you data input stream, data output stream, extremely, what do you say, flexible. And the most important are the object streams, which can take the couple of bytes. See the capability. All you have is the bits, zeros and ones, bytes, and there are something called as object streams, serializer, deserializer. They have the full capability to reconstruct it into Java object. So that is the main discussion of today. So all this we'll cover in today's topics. So when anyone says in java.io, you have the diagrams and everything. Java.io package is divided into two types of streams. One is byte-oriented streams, which are called as nothing but binary streams. And the other one is character-oriented streams. I keep writing lot of things in daily sequence. So your job is go through the daily sequence and then correspond to the code sample and revise it completely that way. So when I say revise this particular thing, I mean all of that. Okay, so start answering quickly. We have spent a lot of time today here. So which are the 4 abstract superclasses which are at the top of the hierarchy for java.io? You can write in short forms. Top 4 Wrong answers. Yes, the Prashant has given me a correct answer. Guys, file reader, file writer comes down, stay down. Lower in the hierarchy. The top of the hierarchy is input stream, output stream. Looks like you have not really revised. And reader and writer. I always tell you that completing 100% assignments is not what I expect, but completing the earlier day's revision, of course. Otherwise, how will you understand today's things? Okay, so these are the 4 abstract classes. Now tell me, what are the file handling classes, which are the subclasses of it? Which are the file handling classes? There are 4 answers expected, guys. So why are you giving me only 2? So what is extended? What is the subclass of an input stream? It is file input stream. What is extending from this thing, output stream? Binary file output stream. And you have used yesterday file reader and a file writer. And everyone should know that by now. For handling binary files, you have file input stream, file output stream. For handling character data files, you got file reader and file writer. So I'll just, this is what is today's thing. So I'll just ask you verbally. How will you read text data file using buffer? We have done this. I'm still into revision. So anyone wants to tell me what will be the chain of the IO streams? So one end is Java application and the other end is your text file. Okay, I'm not going to draw. Drawing takes a lot of time. So do you want to read the data or you want to write the data here? I want to read the data. So can anyone tell me? So we will start from the file. So tell me, start from the file. Which will be the node stream you will use in this case? Give me the name of the node stream. We have done this yesterday. It is going to be the node stream, one at a time, please. File reader. But what is the job of the file reader? Device handling, buffering, both or neither? Only file handling. So suppose I connected directly to your Java application. This will work. So what will be the code like? File reader fin is equal to new file reader, name of the file. But this will be what? Buffered data read operation, or will it be an unbuffered data read operation? It will be unbuffered. So now can you tell me which will be the, I don't want to read the data directly from the node stream. I want to put a buffer in between. So give me the suitable buffering class. What is the buffer class? This is where we are, sorry, buffer reader. And this is what was the chain. So how do you translate it? Okay, before you say translate, are these both classes, buffer reader and file reader, are they auto-closable? Yes. So can I open it in a try with resources manner? Yes. So I'm not writing all of that, takes too much time. I'll just write a short form. Buffer reader BR is equal to, can you give me the RHS please? To represent the chain. Just translate it into Java code. What should be the right hand side? RHS. New buffer reader, new file reader, and the name of the file. Perfect. So here, new buffer reader. Buffered reader's constructor argument is any reader and file reader is a reader. So tomorrow, if you don't read the data from the file, but from a pipe, that file reader will be replaced by pipe reader. If you are reading the data from the socket, there's nothing like socket reader. You have socket input stream. Then you have to convert it into character and read it likewise. So here, new file reader and the file name. I hope everyone is clear. So this is how you chain the IO streams. Now tell me the methods. Which are the methods of the buffer reader you have seen? Or okay, I'll give you the method name and you will tell me about it. One I have shown you is a read line and the other one I have shown you is the lines. So tell me, when you say read line, what does a read line return? A string. So here, what will read line return at the end of the stream condition? Null. if you decide to use read line, will you use imperative style approach, as in looping and all, or can you use functional approach, declarative approach? Functional, you are saying, guys, I said read line. If you use read line, you will have to attach a loop. While br.readline is not equal to null, keep on reading the data and display or save or whatever. So this is for the imperative style. So I'm not wasting time there. You tell me, what does a lines method return? What is the return type of the lines? It is a stream. So don't say S is not small. When I say stream, because that tells me whether I'm not sure whether you understood or not. So this returns you stream of string. So now tell me, when I say stream, what is stream? This is a revision of your functional programming. So answer faster. Is it a class or is it an interface? Stream is what? Class or an interface? You're very right. It is an interface. And mute yourself, mute all guys. Somebody's unmuted. So here, I was asking, yeah. So which is the package from which it belongs to? It is java.util. The name of the package is also stream. Package names are all lowercase. Did it exist earlier or is it a part of a modern Java API? It is Java 8 onwards. I mean, added from Java 8. Sir or ma'am, can you mute everyone because somebody's unmuted? Disturbing. So the stream interface belongs to the package java.util.stream, which has been added in Java 8. And this stream, what does it represent? Most importantly, it represents sequence of elements to which you can apply, to which one can apply pipeline of operations or sequence of operations, you can say. And these operations are your aggregate operations, big data operations. Can you give me the example of some operations you have seen yesterday? Yes, filter, sum, map, reduce, collect, so many for each. So we start everything with a for each, right? A terminal operation. You got filter, you've seen map to int, map to double, map just, or you got sorted, so many. Collect operation I've discussed. The specialized form of reduction is sum. Then we talked about average also, I guess, etc. The optionals and all. Okay, so this is your stream. So now tell me, once you have got this stream attached to the lines from the buffer, will you require any what is it called, any looping such as for or while, or can you use directly higher order functions? You can use directly higher order functions, right? So yesterday we had said br.lines.forEach and display the data or whatever. Is everyone clear how we read the data from the buffer? This is a complete revision of what we did. And now I'll just ask you verbally, if you want to copy, how to copy files in a buffered mode. So one stream is already here. And can you tell me the opposite? This was for reading the data. So in the same Java application, now we want to write the data. So tell me, which is the buffering stream we used? Did we use buffered writer or did we use print writer? It was print writer. Buffered writer, I just now spent 10 minutes on why not buffered writer. So why people are saying buffered writer? Print writer, file writer, and that is your another text file whose names you will take up from the user. And then now I think you can attach this. It is a simple one. Print writer PW is equal to new print writer, new file writer, name of the file. Got it? And then which is the one liner? So if you write in a functional style manner, which is your declarative style, can you tell me that one liner which you need to write to copy the data from source into destination file? I said, give me that one liner to copy the data from source to destination. No, the whole test. Kanad, you are giving me just one thing. Okay, so suppose you have BR. You have to read the data first. So where is your data reading part? Which is that functional method, not higher order function, the method to attach the source lines. What does lines return? Stream result or a non-stream result? Stream. It is attaching the stream. So I can always call the higher order function terminal operation for each. And now you have already got the print writer instance. So PW, suppose the instance name, variable name is PW. You can use either, I'll use your lambda for every line, every string, every line, I can say line. Variable name can be anything. This is your writer row. You can say pw.println and write that line into the buffer. And whenever buffer gets full or whenever you say close and all, this data in the buffer will be sent to the device and will be stored in a destination file. So now focus on this lambda and tell me, what is this lambda doing? Is it doing any modifications or anything extra, or is it simply taking the argument and calling the passing that argument to the existing method? Answer is yes. So in short, simple question is, can I replace this lambda by method reference? Answer is yes. And how do we do this? Either you do this, I'm absolutely okay with lambda as, or method reference, PW, double colon, and then call. So you are calling on the left hand side the object whose method you want to call, and on the right hand side the method which you want to call. So this is where we had stopped yesterday. Are we kind of clear? I can't say 100%. You have to spend little more time, but at least 50% clear. If you had any doubts, I don't know whether you had any doubts and all, but are you like, thanks Yash for saying crystal clear. Thank you, Shubham, for more than 50. I'm looking for 50 is my threshold. If it is below 50, then I'm worried for you. Okay, so and then we had in the lab session, we had combined we had integrated something from collection and IO and written the other example. So now let us enter the today's topics. This was only the revision part. So today we are going to start with writing a small confusion. Girish, can we delay later? No, that you will do this thing. Right now, I've already spent more than like 50 minutes, or okay, 40 because I joined a little late. So remember your doubt, ask me before we take a breakfast break. Okay. So here we are saying, sorry. We were till yesterday, till now, we were only handling the character streams. So let me ask you a basic question. Between character and binary, which is portable format? Which is machine independent format? Is it character data format is machine independent, or is a binary format? Guys, somebody said character wrong. Binary is portable. When you store the data in the binary format, let it be any operating system, any hardware, it is a binary, portable, completely machine independent. So now we are switching over to binary. So some initial questions you can answer. So here we are entering binary streams for file handling, and I'll tell you the objectives and all on our way. So first question is, can you tell me which are the node streams you will use for file handling in binary world? Yes, two answers I want, right? Gaurav, so many gave me, right? So for reading the data from the binary file input stream. So file reader you will be replacing by file input stream. And for writing the binary data, we will have file output stream. Clear? But if I connect directly, if I use only these node streams, I'll get an unbuffered data read. So can you tell me which will be the buffering streams you use in binary world? Yes. See, I hope you are finding this a lot easier than collection. You have only 4 hierarchies. You're absolutely right. Input stream, output stream, reader and writer, and its subclasses. So as you correctly said, here you have buffered input stream and a buffered output stream. So obviously, okay, let me say this. So if you want to, This question, I'll take it later. Later means I'm just swapping the sequence. So tell me this. Okay. Suppose we are going to solve this. So we want to write a Java application. Today's first exercise. I have given you already the ready-made code, which has product details. Let us say in a map. So I want us to write a Java application to store these product details, whichever are there in the map. I'm not working on list. Yesterday we worked in list. So today let's work in map. And so not from user, from product details, I'll simply say. So store the product details in a map. Write a Java application to store details in my English, bad English, in a binary file. Does it make sense? Write Java application to store product details in a binary file using buffering in a buffered manner. So it is again collection plus I. Okay, so let me ask you. We have got some sample data, products data. So do we want to write it in a text file or a binary file? Character or binary? Binary. Buffered or unbuffered? Buffered. So if this is the requirement, can anyone tell me the chain of the IO streams? So I have a Java application and I have got at the end of the stream a binary file. Am I reading the data or writing the data? I'm going to write the data. So tell me, what will be the first stream class? Can you give me the chain? Okay, I'll give you a minute. Give me the full chain between. Read the requirement twice. And can you give me, just fill in the blanks. What all are the classes you will introduce between Java application and your device? Yeah. Take a minute. You write in short forms. I can understand short forms. Buffered output stream, file output stream, binary file. Very right, Prashant. Very good. Yes, Gaurav. So, Anshumala, you got this opposite. Application first will write the data to the buffer and that buffer will be dumped into the file. So you got it wrong. Right. So this is what it is. So if I want to introduce a buffer, so here I'll have buffered output stream, which is independent of device. It is just a holder. Buffer is what? Just a container holder for this time binary data. And whenever the buffer becomes full, or when you say flush or close or whatever, that data will be sent to the next node stream, file output stream, which wraps your binary file. Is everyone 100% clear? Clear about the chain? I hope you are getting the feel of it, how easy it is. And how, if I ask you to translate into Java code, again, all are auto-closable. So what we'll be saying is buffered output stream, let's say out is equal to, imagine we are writing it in a try with resources, new buffered output stream. The constructor argument of buffered output stream is an output stream and file output stream is an output stream subclass. So I can say new file output stream and I can supply the file name. Again, there is an append option and all that for you. Okay, so something like this. Are we still clear? Is everyone still clear? Okay. So now go little deeper. So this is fine. This is great. Agreed. But what I want to store is the product detail. Okay. So open your product class. I'll say close everything. Yesterday was what, day 18, right? Just a second. Day 18 lab we had done things. Okay. So I'm just opening a product class. And if you see product, what are the product details I would like to store? Product ID, product name, the category, the date and the price for all those products which are part of map. Is the statement clear? Where I said, I'll repeat my statement. I said, I want to write the product details which are there in the map. I'll have to write individually all these details. Which details? I showed you all these product details. And this will happen for one product and then in a loop or something, or in a functional programming style manner, whatever, we'll have to dump all these details into a binary format. Clear or not clear? You understood what I'm saying? Okay. So now please open the Java docs and look for, I'm just opening this. There are so many lists. Okay, look for your buffered output stream API. So here, search for in the search filter box, search box, look for buffered because that is the class you're going to use, right? So look for buffered output stream and here search for methods. So you will see you have got from buffered output stream class only couple of write methods. And those write methods are working in a byte array. And even when you say int, actually it is going to write only the least significant byte. In short, they are all byte-oriented methods. I'll repeat the statement slowly. I said, look at this without feeling confused. See, this is the chain we decided. So whose methods we are going to call for writing the data? The methods of buffered output stream. So when you looked at the methods of the buffered output stream, what are the methods we are looking at? There are write methods, but they are all taking bytes. So I have a specific question. Think and answer. Don't blindly blurt out the answer. So if we decide to use, see this. If you decide to use the buffered output stream class, who will have to do the conversion from these product details such as product ID, product name, category, etc. into binary? I'll repeat the question. I said, if you decide to use the methods of buffered output stream, who will have to do the conversion from product details to binary, product details to bytes? Programmer or not a programmer? I mean, will it be done automatically or will a programmer have to do it? Programmer has to do it. Everyone completely agreed? Not because of the tone of the question. Do your thinking. I can give you a wrong this also. Of course, you'll have to convert the integer, string, category, date, everything your own. Isn't it a tedious or isn't it a headache and a hassle? Of course, yes. So this is where we enter conversion streams. You remember we have three different type of streams. So you already know node streams. You have looked at buffering streams. Now I'm introducing filtering, also called as conversion streams. So there are two types of conversion streams. One which will give you primitive types, strings to binary, which is what I'll start in a minute. And then in the second half or then in later this, I'll show you the most advanced streams, which are called as object streams. So typical question asked, what is the need of filtering or you can say conversion streams? So here, let me put it properly. It is all written in that readme IO, but I'm just putting it in a sequence in absence of conversion streams. If you don't use these conversion streams, who has to do the tedious conversion from your primitive types or from your objects to binary? Programmer. In the absence of the conversion streams, programmer has to perform conversion from, currently I'm into primitive types, object case I'll take later. So conversion from primitive types, strings, whatever, into binary. Agreed? Is everyone clear? So instead, nobody has time to do this conversion and we don't want to do it when there is an obvious easy solution. So instead, in absence of this, so instead use conversion streams. Okay. So here, which are the conversion streams I'm going to show you first. So let me, I hope I have drawn it here. Just a second. Are you handling? Are you overview? So you have this diagram already. You can open that diagram or you can watch it from here, no problem. So here, now we have shifted to binary. So I have not mentioned it. Anyway, so look at input stream and output stream. I've only mentioned the object streams, but in between you have here, why don't I modify the picture? Just a second. I'll add this. So here, there are a couple of stream classes which I'm going to introduce to you. So in addition to this, you have something called as data input stream and data output stream. And under the, output stream, you can mention data output stream. Okay. So these are the two stream classes we are going to use. So I have written all the information about it in which readme. So yesterday itself I had given readme IO. Same thing I have copied. So under readme IO, you can search for data output stream. So the scenarios I keep handling different for different trainings, but the API is the same. So here, the advanced stream which you are using, the conversion stream we are using here is the data output stream. And this data output stream is a class which implements data output interface. So is it a node stream? Is it a buffering stream? Or is it a conversion stream? It is your conversion type of a stream. And which type of conversion API it supports? You can supply any primitive type. Everyone knows Boolean, character, byte, short, int, long, double float, etc. Or you can supply strings and it can convert it into binary equivalent, into bytes. So your headache is gone. So if you take a sorry, if you take a look into the Java docs, you have a constructor here of a data output stream. Look at the constructor and I'm asking you, guys, don't give a wrong answer and disappoint. So take a minute and answer. The question asked is this data output stream class device specific or device independent? Meaning, can you use the same data output stream class for file device, pipe device, memory device, socket device, or will it keep changing? Device specific or device independent? I'm looking at your answers. All wrong answers. Guys, here I said that, see, that means still the IO concept has not reached you. These are the converter streams. So what is data output stream telling you is, give me any primitive type as well as string and I'll simply convert it into binary stream. But after that, if you want to send it to the file, which is the node stream you are going to use. I mean, if you want to send it to buffer, or here file output stream. If you want to send it to the pipe, you use in conjunction in chain pipe output stream. If you want to send it to the socket, there is something, I mean, not exactly, but yes, something like socket output stream. So the job of the data output stream, is it to wrap the device? Is it to handle the device? Or is it just a conversion from mixed data to binary? Device handling or conversion? Just conversion. So how does it matter? Guys, here is the constructor saying file output stream, then you would have been right, only file. It is not saying that at all. It is saying any output stream give me, I can write it. So tell me, if I want to send this converted data to a buffer, what will you use? What will output stream be replaced by? Tell me. Anyone wants to answer? Of course, buffered output stream. And then that buffered output stream can be chained further to a file. So guys, these are typical Googlies or whatever trick questions. Be aware, understand the question. And all answers are in like constructor and understanding and all that. So tell me once again, Data output stream, device specific, device independent. What is it? Device independent. Let me ask you a broad question because you completely missed it. All of you completely missed it. Let me ask you, out of these below options, which ones are device specific? Options are: first option, node stream; second option, buffering stream; third option, converter stream; all of above, none of above, neither of any of above, only node stream. And when you are clear about that, why you gave me a wrong answer? Is data output stream a node stream at all? Absolutely not. Understood my point clearly, completely? Here it is, answer is right. And what is there to repeat? Read the things, Nilesh. Here, this is going to convert. When I've written it, you just read first. Any primitive type or any string, it is simply going to convert into binary. And once you have a binary stream, I can send it to any of the further classes. You understand the word conversion. So tell me, Nilesh, data output stream will convert it from what to what? Tell me, Nilesh, I'm talking to you. What will it convert? What source to destination? From what to what? Anybody else? What will it convert? Primitive types, and no, wrong. Prashant is wrong. The primitive types as well as strings. Two. Here, can you not read this? This much only. Primitive types, it's a mixed data. Any primitive type I can give, as well as I can give the strings, and that will get to convert it to binary. Okay, so now look at the methods. Methods will tell you more detail. So anyone wants to tell me when you use, okay, sorry, I skipped in between. Wait a second. So instead use the conversion streams, and which is that conversion stream I'm going to use is a data output stream. So now tell me what will be the chain, because we are going to write it in another 5 minutes time. So one end is Java application. Understand my question? I want this chain for this particular manner. Okay, so Java application, and the device I have got given you is the binary file. So start answering the questions. Are we reading the data or are we writing the data here? At least tell me that. I already got the answer from Prashant. Very good. So here, writing the data. So tell me, I'll give you three options. The options are date. What should be the next thing? What should be the closest to Java application? Buffered output stream, file output stream, or data output stream? Data output stream. Because if you use again buffered output stream, you have lost it. You have defeated the purpose. So again, you have to do the conversion. So use the converter here. So tell me, when you use data output stream, can anyone tell me what will I get here? I'll get bytes, raw data bytes. And suppose you want to put it in a buffer, which will be the next stream I'll use? The buffered output stream. If you say no, I just got 10 products. 10 products do not need buffering, skip buffering anytime. But suppose I say buffered output stream. And when the buffer is full, which is the node stream I'll use to dump? I mean, where will I store, where will I send the data? To file output stream, which finally writes it into a binary file. Are you understanding the concept of chaining of the streams, guys? So here, tell me, in this entire chain, what will change the moment I replace binary file by a pipe? I'll repeat the question again. What will change when I change the device from file to a socket, to a pipe, to a whatever? Your choices are obvious. Data output stream, buffered output stream, file output stream, all of above, none of above. Only file output stream. Are you understanding it? Yes, Sangram, you gave me a perfect answer. File output stream will be replaced by piped output stream. That's it. That is why we call Java IO is device independent. Only thing is when the device changes, only the node stream changes. Rest of the things, buffering, conversion are as is. Okay, so enough time spent. So just give me the code. So I will write the, left hand side, data output stream. This is also auto closable. Yeah, give me the RHS, please. You just have to keep chaining it. Anyone? wants to tell me the RHS? I hope you're typing. Give me all the others. New data output stream, new buffered output stream, file output stream, and a binary file. Perfect. Are we getting this? So literally, once you identify the chain, it takes a no-brainer. It doesn't take any time at all. You can just directly do it. Data output stream. What is the constructor argument? Output stream. Buffered output stream is an output stream. So new buffered output stream. So your converted data, this one, who was it? Nilesh. You had a problem with conversion. So data output stream is going to convert the primitive types, and those binary data, that binary data or bytes is going to be stored in the buffer. And once the buffer is full, I want to dump the data to a file, which is represented by file output stream and given by the file name 123, right? So this is the chain. Are we good? Are we understanding this? Completely? More than 70%, I'll say this time. I'll be more ambitious. Okay, anyway, you can decide the percentage understanding. Anyway, so this was your constructor part. Now look at the methods which they have given you. So anyway, I was going to ask you what should I use, but anyway, I'll explain first. So if I want to write the product ID, what is the data type of product ID? Integer. So do I have to now convert that integer into 4 bytes, or can I use this write-int method directly? I can use the write-int method directly. So now tell me, who is going to do this conversion from int to 4 bytes? Programmer or a Java API? Of course, the API. Are we understanding it? So if you are curious, and I'm saying be curious, so here look for data output stream. Data output stream class, you can see the whole hierarchy. It is auto-closable, and the important interface it implements is data output. So if you see this interface, okay, sorry, I should show you the description first. Read the description. A data output stream allows the application to write primitive Java data types as well as strings to the output stream in a portable manner. So what is that portable? Binary or character? B or C? Of course, binary. Okay. And then they are telling you, you are going to use, or rather we are going to use opposite class data input stream to restore the data back. So first let us do the storing of the data, saving of the data, and then we'll write the restore utility. I mean, first store and then restore. So coming back to the point, look at the methods. So look for the method, Control F, write in. So they have given you the whole formula. And after looking, sorry, not here, in the interface. Sorry, click on interface method, because if you are curious to see the formula. So here, I'll be just sending product ID, and how it is going to be converted to 4 bytes. The higher order byte goes out first. So this is that complex shifting and masking formula. So you tell me, do you want to do this conversion yourself, or are you happier using the API directly? This was my point all the way. Which is a better option? Use the ready-made API. Similarly, if you look for example, write double. What does a double consist of? How many bytes? 8 bytes. So internally you will use some additional API, convert the double into 8 bytes, and follow me here. After the double, product price is double. So that will be sent to those 8 bytes will be stored in the buffer of a buffered output stream. And whenever buffer is full and all, it will be sent to the file. So in short, you got lot of rich API, write int, write character, write float, write double, write boolean, etc. And if you want to write a string, you have 2 methods. The one which we use is write UTF, because there is a corresponding read UTF for reading. So here, when you say write UTF, Will all the strings will have same length or a variable length? Simple question, dumb question. Strings will have what? Same length or different lengths? Of course, different length. The product name can be whatever, bread or biscuits or whatever, right? So here, when you say write UTF, it uses the first 2 bytes, indicates the length, and then it converts it into UTF-8 convention, 1 character, 1 byte. This is all written in Java docs, you read, and that is converted into binary. So when I say uses modified UTF-8 convention, it uses 1 character converts to 1 byte along with the length is stored. So these are all the APIs which are part of your data output stream. So with this as input, let us write our first example of today. And the requirement is here. We are going to write a Java application. We'll copy some that product class and all will copy because there's no point in writing from scratch. So I'll take those product details which are there in the map and that will be stored in a binary file in a buffered manner. Is the discussion clear? Yes or no? What we are going to do is clear? Okay, so let us get started. So create a separate new package, new project, I mean. Okay, one more thing. Yesterday I was talking to somebody and they were saying that we are understanding but unable to code. And when you are coding along with me, your focus is on typing. I totally get you. I totally agree with you. So guys, once again, I'm making a statement at the cost of boring you. If you are not able to manage coding along with me plus understanding, is there a lag, guys? Shubham is saying there is a lag. No, Shubham, check your net connection. Okay, so what I was saying is in between you interrupted the whole thing. Yeah. So if you are not able to manage, see, don't take it like if others are doing it, why should I not do it? Don't go that way. Comparison mode. You take a call. If you are able to code along with me plus understand, then only you follow this coding along practice. Otherwise, you can always sit back, understand whole thing, grasp whole thing. Anyway, I join the lab sessions little later and anyway, I wait for your revision. So at that time, you can type this. Okay. So this is the last time I'm making this statement. It is a personal choice. Only in very few cases, I'll tell you. For example, database connectivity. That I'm going to force everyone to try it with me. We'll be writing something called a Spring MVC application late or Hibernate, bootstrapping application. So in those cases, I'll force everyone do it with me. So you'll have a step-by-step feel. But in all other cases, you are free to choose. Okay. Having said that, let's do this. Those who want to code along, do that. Otherwise, you can do it later in the lab. So let me just open day 18 lab. Oh, I had not copied date in lab purposefully, but anyway, I'm just copying the com app core. You can manage that. Where's my, did I create day 19.1 or did I not? I don't think so. So keep the basic things ready. So copy, I'll tell you, from day 18.1 because day 18 lab I never share. So com app core and utils. Copy it under, if you're coding along, that is this. Open the code and keep only product related details. So get rid of that student subject address. And from utils, remove that student collection utils. That I can give you as an assignment, today's assignment. Compulsory assignment then. Okay, so those who are coding along, done? Can I continue? Just create a brand new project for binary IO and copy your product and category and the collection utils. And if you open collection utils, you will see a method populate map from the list. Done? Okay, so let's continue. So here, I'll write it in the steps. So the steps are Steps means design steps. I'm talking them as nothing but design steps. So later, those who are not coding along, follow the sequence and try these things on your own. That itself will be a good revision. So here you got core classes. Okay, we got collection utils. So this I have taken as the ready-made stuff. Now tell me, should I directly mix up IO related code in tester or should we separate it in IO utils? Of course, separation always pays off well. So now next objective is we are going to write together IO utils and initially I'm just writing the data. So, and later of course we will retrieve it. Fine. So here, which utility, which static method I should use? Write data or read data? Obvious question, dumb question. Which is the method we are going to write first? We want to store the data. So here, something like public static. Data writing methods typically do not need to return anything to the caller. So keep it void. And I can say store details, or I can say yesterday I had done the same thing, but in a text data, text file. Today we are changing it to binary. So store product details. Only thing, see, I want to give you practice of collection framework, Java functional streams also all the time. So here, yesterday we were working on a list. So today let me replace it by a map. And product map has a product ID. So integer, comma product it will be. So I can say map. And that is what we are going to write here. Is everyone clear about the expectation? So these two have already copied from earlier data. This is our starting point. And of course, I don't want to handle these exceptions. So we'll be delegating the exception to the caller. Clear, everyone? No issues about this. See, if you follow the design steps, implementation will follow automatically. Are we good? Okay, so start writing IO utils. So here, in the utils itself, can you write the static methods in interfaces from Java onwards? Yes. So ask yourself, if all you are going to add is the static method, don't invest time in a class. You can put them in an interface. So utils, IO utils, finish. So just copy the comment here. Already we spent a lot of time. Or not written the comment. Okay, no problem. Add a static method. Those who are finding that understanding but implementation is tough, read my comments. Think from the comments and try to write implementation on your own is the tip I'm suggesting. Add a static method to store product details in a binary file using buffering, using conversion, etc. So let's write it together. Oh, do I need a public keyword or will Java compiler add it automatically? Java compiler implicitly adds it. We are so much used to public static, so I was writing it, static void store product details. And I forgot one more thing. When you start writing, you realize. So of course, it's a map of products. Product ID is the key. And this is the one. So I can see product and let's say map. Anything else would, I forgot one more argument. What is the other argument we can pass here? Yesterday we did the same, exactly, file name. So you can either hard code the file, better approach is take it from user, where you want to store this, right? So this is it. I say Control Shift O. Control Shift O will bring in the necessary imports. Fix the imports, organize the imports. Now, I don't want, as usual, anything from memory, everything from understanding. So here you will give me data output stream, chain to a buffer, chain to a node stream, which is file output stream, representing the file. So I'll wait here for a minute, finish it, add this here. Now you have ID, so you can use control space and all that. Do this quickly. We already discussed, so it is like a second revision. So try do it on your own without referring to whatever I'm saying. And the moment you create a file output stream constructor, it includes in the throws class IO exception. So that is, tell me when you are done. Keep the file chain, chain of the IO streams ready. Those who are not coding along, focus on understanding, please. And anything you don't understand, you just let me know. You let me know when you are done, because otherwise, I'll be waiting for you all the time. At least one or two I'll wait for. Okay, so go from inner to outer. This is the name of the binary file user is going to give you. This represents the node stream. Unbuffered node stream only does the device handling. This represents your buffer stream, which only stores the bytes in its buffer. And this is the major addition today, which will take your primitive types as well as strings and convert it to byte. Those bytes will be dumped into a buffer, and then finally buffer data will be sent to the device. So now let us just do this. So tell me, so our chain is ready. So now you just have to do the data write operation. So start answering. Can you attach an iterator scanner? Rohit, you're missing the point. Do we ever add a scanner kind of a thing in IO utils? Answer him, guys. Scanner will be in the tester. You have a separate layer coming up. That is where the UI is. So why you're talking about scanner here? So coming back to the point, when you say write operation, tell me, is map iterable? No. But is there any higher order function where I can iterate through the map? Yes, you have a map dot for each. So here, map dot for each. Start. What is the argument of that for each? Consumer or by consumer? By consumer. So by consumer is a functional interface, which is that SAM a functional method, single abstract method, except arguments is t comma u as in k comma v. So here, this is your k comma v. And now tell me, what is it? So do you want to write the key or do you want to write the v? K or v? Answer is v. And what is v basically? What is the type of k? Integer. What is the type of v? Product. Everyone understands me? So here, you have to write complete product details. Okay, so product details writing is what? You have to write the product ID, product name and all that. So for that, let us create, just suspend this and let us write a method in this interface to write the product details. Or okay, let me not make it complex. In short, it is going to be a multi-line lambda. I'll tell you what I was thinking. I was thinking of writing a static method here in another method and calling it, but maybe, I don't know, it might confuse you. So tell me, if you want to write multiple lines as a body of the lambda, curly braces are optional or mandatory? Completely mandatory. Is everyone clear? So that is completely mandatory. And here, when you say lambda expression, Later, when you read more, this lambda expression is converted into a private method by the compiler. That is all internal working. So here, this throws clause, outside throws clause will not help. You'll start knowing this immediately. So I'm taking you inside the body. So now focus. So when I say focus, let's open your product class and let us keep the same sequence. So I want to write the product ID, name, category, etc. So as usual, why don't you copy this so that, helps us. So this is what I want to write. So now anyone wants to tell me, how will I write? Okay, don't tell me how will I write. You just tell me the method name to write the product ID. Just now I explained, right? Int is a very right answer. So here, what is the invoker? What is that? Out. So out dot write int. Okay. And what will it be? What will be the argument? Anyone wants to tell me the argument here? Forget about the compiler error. Just tell me the argument. K is okay. K you can, but now I'm working on V. So give me accordingly, Prashant. String is such a wrong answer. Can I say v dot id? ID is a private member. So which one? Get ID. Finally, you got it right. So here, v dot get ID. I'm okay to saying K also because product ID is key. But since we are dealing everything in a value-based object, so value is nothing but a product type of a reference. So this works out. But now you have a surprise. Guys, what I'm giving you now is everything to do with the lambda expression. Just take the cursor here and it is saying unhandled exception, IO exception. So this is a big surprise to the beginners. Well, you might think that I have already said throws. So now why compiler is cribbing? Answer is lambda expressions internally are compiled as the separate private method. I have written anonymous inner class versus lambda expression. So you can go through those readmes. As a simple one, you just have to add a try catch block inside for handling this. So catch all, and you can use a IO exception. And here you can give a SOP or anything, error in writing. And here you can say which error. I'll repeat the last statement again. The lambda expressions are compiled into automatically by the compiler by a separate private method. So whatever you are writing in the body of a lambda is treated as a separate method, which does not have any throws class. So this is the irritation. This is how you'll have to write it. That is why, guys, I was planning to write it as a separate method, but then I just inlined it. Anyway, go faster. So this is ID is written. Now, what next you have to write is, where is my thing? Yeah, product name. Anyone wants to tell me, how will I write product name? Which method, please? I've given you data output stream methods. Okay, there is no memory. Yeah, write UTF is a very right answer. So the method is out dot write UTF. You can see writes a string to the underlying output stream using something like modified UTF-8. So UTF is and v dot get name. Do it fast. Now, the next thing I want to write is category. What is the type of the category? It is a enum. Everyone knows that. So is there any method in the data output stream class to write the enum? Absolutely not. So there's nothing like write enum, write date. Those methods do not exist. So any suggestion? How will I write that product category? Okay. Parse is a wrong word. Yes. You have to parse means, guys, string to enum. You have to convert it to string exactly. So you have two string. You don't have to override. Somebody's code I was looking at, he had overridden in the enum two string and simply called super dot two string. If you're just going to call super dot two string, why you are overriding two string at all? So don't do things blindly. In short, if you say out dot, write UTF again, write UTF, and what was that? V dot get product category. Here, you will definitely get a compiler error because here you are saying string and this is your enum. So here you'll have to explicitly call toString. So whose toString you are calling? Have I overridden any toString in the product category enum? No. But what is the superclass of all the enums? Java.lang.enum. Wrong. Complete wrong. Java.lang.enum, you've forgotten enums. Java.lang.enum has already supplied that. So this is good. So now go faster. So next thing is local date. Is there any method to write a local date? Or again, I'll have to convert it into string. There's no write date method. So you'll have to again convert it to string. So local date has overridden the toString. So much of work. Guys, if you see your contents, they have not mentioned data input stream, data output stream. But I always take it before I show you serialization, deserialization. So you understand the point. Anyway, so write UTF again. You'll understand it quickly. What is that? V dot get manufacturing date dot toString. So our string is written and now the price. So which method should I use for writing the price? Anyone wants to tell me? Price is what? Double. Is there a double, write double directly available? Yes. So here you can say B dot get price. I'll send you this code in a minute. That is when I finish it. So I think we are done here. Just confirm. Anything is wrong? Let me know, shout. So let me check. Map and file is fine. This is a chain of streams is fine. Attaching the, not iterator, I was going to say attaching the iterator, calling a higher order function and writing it ID, name, category, date, and price. Yes. So let me send it to you in case you want to have a look at it. Where is this? Utils. Yeah. I've sent you IO utils. So suppose there are 100 products in my shop. How many times this code will be called? Simple question, simple answer. 100 times. Everyone understands it. And for each individual product, there are so many write operations which are happening. Write int, write UTF, etc. And can you see the complication? Because I could not say use the throws for a lambda expression, I had to wrap it all in this manner and looks so, I won't say complex, but looks involved. What if you can reduce all these code to a single liner? What if I can take this entire map and dump it? Dump it means, what if I have a, what is it called? A richer API or powerful API or advanced API, which can take a Java object such as hash map and convert it into binary, which will be more useful, or rather, which will be a happier scenario, better scenario, or a advanced scenario. Girish, you're off track. I'm asking you something else. Of course, writing it in the one single line. And that is what is the last step in IO, which is the most advanced stream, object streams, such as serializer and deserializer. That we'll start after the break. So currently, focus on this. And if you don't want to write in the lambda expression, you can always extract it as a function, but the code remains the same. Okay, that way it is. So I think you have finished it. Now, just the last thing is, last design step is, somebody was asking, I think Rohit, the scanner part and all that. So I'm keeping the space because soon I'm going to write a restore utility, read data and all that. So here now we'll write a tester. What will be the steps in the tester? Of course, here there will be a scanner, prompt user for data file name. Guys, currently I'm using sample data, but in today's lab is very, very important from your IO perspective, serialization, deserialization, I'm going to get it done. Okay. So I will need at least 1.5 hours with you. So maybe we can plan it as 4:30 to 6 or 5 to 6:30, something. We'll talk about it at the runtime. So the point is, it is a very important lab. So prompt user for data file name will happen in the tester. We'll take the sample data from utils, and then I just have to call, I as a tester, call store data method to store data method to write the data, to write product details. Okay, so this is all we are going to do in a tester. Are the steps in tester? Tester is now the easiest one. Like you just have to call the methods. So write the tester. Let me call it as store product something. SRC. Store details or store products, anything you can write. I'm just calling it as store details. Soon we will write restore utility. So here, try with resources. This is where your scanner will be. Only one single copy throughout the application, and that too in the tester. Okay. So which is the question you're going to ask user is enter the file name. Binary file name this time. Yesterday we were dealing in characters, today in this. So the product details. And let's use your sample data. Oh, sorry. Got the static keyword. Utils dot collection utils dot start. And here I'll also require to call the IO utils ka method. So static utils, IO utils, store product details. So I'm going to do it in one line. Let's see whether you understand or not. So I'll wait here till you finish this much. All this was like, I'm just going to finish it in one line. That is all it requires. So tell me when you have done this much. We will write the arguments together. Or if you want, you can go ahead and write it yourselves. You just let me know when this much is done. Just a scanner, a prompt, and calling of the method. Okay, so some of you are saying yes. Now, what is the first argument? Just take the cursor here and you see the map. So are we going to create a map and all that? We have it from sample data. So which is the method you are going to call is populate map or something? Yes. So populate map from the list. But that requires the input as a populate list. So give it properly. So here it is, populate data is the method name. And the second argument is the name of the file. So I can say sc.next, you can say sc.nextLine, anything. So the tester is nothing but your test case. So we are just writing a test case to check whether our sample data, product details are getting stored into a file. And if all goes correct, then I can say product details stored. Products stored. I hope you understood this chaining. This returns you the list of products that I'm copying the references into a map, and that map and the name of the file I'm sending it to the IO call store data. Just run this. And I'm suggesting don't give path and all. It will let it get stored in the current folder, current project folder. So let's suppose I say products dot data, any extension you can give. So it is at least not throwing any exceptions. And check here, refresh the project. You should see products.data, and you can see, of course, it is a binary format. Whatever you wrote it as a string, text editor can read, but it is basically purely binary format. So tell me, have you got the binary file ready? You test it and tell me, is the binary file created? Okay, so this finishes one half. But unless until you restore the data, storing the data is useless. So let us continue to, okay, I'll send you this. Wait a second. What I'll do is I'll create a full zip of day 19.1. Anyone who wants to try it parallelly with me, okay, and could not complete. So I'll just send it your way. If you have already completed it, or if you want to do it directly in the lab session, that is also okay for me. Okay, so now focus on the next objective before the break here. So this is one half done. Storing part is done. So here, let's look at the other one. So now we are going to write another Java app. You can combine it into one also. Initially, I'll write it as a separate one to retrieve the product details from the binary file, and we would like to display it. So tell me, is the requirement clear? Is the question clear? Whatever is written in that binary file, I want to read it back and confirm whether data read operate, whatever we have written is correct or not. Clear completely? Okay. So now you are going to tell me, I hope, if you have understood things, you should be able to tell me. So which is the which conversion wrong verb, which conversion stream you would like to use for conversion from binary to Java data types? Anyone wants to tell me the name? Of course it is. Data input is the name of the interface. Data input stream is a correct name, is a correct one. So data input stream is the name of the class which implements the interface by the name data input. Anyone wants to guess what will be all this? By the way, I have written in readme IO. So what is the constructor argument? Which is the constructor where you expect to see? The constructor argument, please. File input stream, socket input stream, or only input stream? Only input stream. That tells you the flexibility. It is not at all device specific. So if you want to read the data from the socket, attach socket input stream or pipe input stream or a buffered input stream or file. How does it clear? It doesn't. And anyone wants to tell me which methods you expect to see? Read methods or write methods? R or W? Of course, read methods. So I'll just mention a couple of them and I'll ask you. Some of them, you know. They're exactly opposite to what we did earlier. And I can have this like, Boolean. It's just a couple of them I'm reading. And of course, there are many more. So now answer the next question. When I say, we're going to create a chain of the streams and all that. So when I say in dot, I mean, when I call the readInt method, can you tell me how many bytes this data input stream will read from the next node? How many bytes it will read? Simple question, simple answer. Bytes, I said bytes, not bits. 4 bytes. Yeah, bits is 32, of course. And those 4 bytes will be converted into an integer and that will be returned to you. So who is going to do this complex or tedious binary to Java data type conversion? Programmer or ready-made Java API? Of course, API. And anytime you are curious about how this happens, open the interface data input. They have given you the opposite formula. Likewise, if you say read double, how many bytes will be read from that stream? How many bytes? 8. And that will be reconstructed into a double. Similarly, when you say read UTF, strings can have variable length. So that is why first 2 bytes it will read. It will find out how many next, characters to read. So length. And then it will read those many bytes as characters and construct it into string. And similarly for Boolean, Boolean size is as per the JVM specification. So it will read that Boolean and read that bit or byte and convert it. So in short, this is what we are going to use. So now tell me, so this is what we are going to use. So here, before I go to object streams, so this is the objective which we have already discussed. So if you attach the binary streams and if the file is not existing or if you don't have the read permission, which exception you will get? I said if the file is not found or if the file you don't have a read permission, you will get file not found exception. So the better approach, the standard approach is before attaching IO streams, first check if the file is existing. Is it a regular data file? And do you have the read permission? So first we will do these validations. Whatever is the file name, user has given you the file name, user can misspell it. So first I'll show you the methods to validate all of that. And if you have got a successful validation, then we will attach those IO streams in an opposite manner. For example, data input stream, buffered input stream, file input stream, etc. And we'll do the read operation. So where are all these methods for file validation? There is a class called as java.io.file. So I'm going to open that class and we are going to check the API and we are going to use it. So understand the point. Can I directly attach the streams without validation? Technically, I can. But then unnecessarily, I'll get this file not found exception. So first, let us check if the file exists and all that. And in case of success, we'll attach the streams. Clear about what I said? Understood the point? So let's show you the API. Open here, look for file class. You'll have so many file classes. So check it from java.io.file. And it will tell you this file is not representing any data file or a folder or anything. It just represents the path which may refer to a file or a folder. In Java, java.io.file class itself represents a path to a file or a folder. So this is the common part. If you look at the constructors, there are a lot of constructors. Guys, this is all extra, unfortunately not mentioned in your contents. So here, this is the constructor I'm going to use. And who is going to supply this path, including the file name? A user via scanner will read it. So here, we will use this constructor. And this will create a file instance, which will convert the given path into file class instance. If you are worried about what is the meaning of abstract path, why they have said it is abstract? Because we still don't know whether it exists or not. So they have called it as an abstract one. Now look for a method. There is a method called as exists. So tell me, once I have created the file class instance to wrap the path, when will this exist method return true? It's an easy one. If the file or the folder actually exists, if the path exists in your file system, exists method is going to return true. Okay, file or folder, whatever. So first question we will have is the path existing path. Then there is a method called as is file. There are so many methods. Is it an absolute path? Is it a directory? Currently, we are not interested in directory. We are interested in is file. So when will this return true? If the path is pointing to a file and not a folder. So first check exists. Then you can check is file. And now I want to find whether I can read the file. Do I have the permission for reading? So the method name is can read. So can read will return true if I have got a reading permission. So we are just going to use three checks. Is the path existing? Exists. Is it a regular file? It's file. And how do we check whether the permissions are there? So there are three methods: can read, can write, and can execute. So currently I'm interested in the read permission. Understood the API? Understood how we are going to validate? So I'll just put it in a summary manner. So here, which are the methods? Guys, I've written all about it in my README IO. So the methods, I'm not writing full this. Exists, then we will use the method is file, all Boolean returning, and then I'll use whether I can use it. And if all of them are returning true, then we will definitely attach the IO streams and perform the data read operation. Clear about this part? Everyone is clear? Okay. And if you are not clear, please open the Java docs and keep that file class ready. So tell me, this particular method about reading the data, where should I write? Should I directly write it? I mean, write the code in the tester, or should we separate it in the IO utils? Of course, we should write it in the IO utils. So that is why I said the writing part we have done. Now let us write the reading part. So I forgot that it was a interface. You don't have to write. So first prepare yourself about what is to be done. So it is going to be a static method. Anyone wants to tell me what should be the return type? Giving you a question. Tell me what should be the return type of restore product details method? What should be the return type of restore? I'm saying store. So here I'm saying restore. What is that? Product details. You have to think a little bit before you answer. And what will be the input argument? Throws IO exception will be the same. And then we'll be writing the code. Some method. Okay, let me see what you are saying. Wrong. All wrong. Wrong. File you are going to return. Sakshi, you are going to read the data from the file. So here the argument is going to be string file name. Generally, I get this answer very right immediately from the beginners. So why you are making a mistake? Yes, finally you got it right. Guys, you are taking the input binary file name and you want to restore it in a map. So what goes in is the binary file name, and what you want to return is the product map. So that is what it is. And then we will attach the, we'll first do the file validation if it is existing file and all that. Then we'll attach the data streams and we'll write the code together. Understood? Sorry. This won't be variable name. Why you are saying Boolean? I don't want to say whether it is succeed or not. I want to return that populated map to the caller. Okay, so this is the API discussion. So let us get started. Let's write it. I don't know whether I'll finish it in time. Let's just stage it by 5-10 minutes at the most. Otherwise, we'll finish it with the after the break. Let's see how it goes. So I'm into IO utils. Open your IO utils, and here add a static method. Restore map of products from a binary file. Okay, this is the requirement. So once you understand the requirement, always think about the method declaration, what is to be done first. Implementation automatically follows. Started. I already said it has to restore the map. So this is your map. Oh. And here I'll say restore details, restore product details. And all I need to know is which is the binary file from where I want to read the data. And in case of any exceptions, we'll add it in the throws class. So just a second. Yeah, this looks fine. Reached here, reached so far. So I have a question. Should I do the validations first or should I directly attach the data streams? You have understood this. So first let us do the validations. This also you can write it as a separate method, but currently I'm not wasting so much time. Real topic of today is serialization, deserialization, which will start after the break. So here, create file class instance for validations. Okay. So here, writing in steps. When you say control space, yesterday, so many of you are importing that category from God knows where. So here, when you say control space, you have to be alert. You can't be half asleep. So import it from java.io. So here, that file is not a data file exactly. It is nothing but a path, representation of a path. So new file, and here you can say the name of the file name. So if it is confusing you, I can change. Unmute yourself. Somebody's, please mute all, ma'am. So here. Now I have zero clue whether user has given me a correct file. So start with the checks. So which is the first check? Exists. If it is existing at all, then only I can check whether I have a read permission or is file and all that. Then we'll check whether it is a file or a folder. Which is the method for that? Is file. Simple APIs I'm giving. And then I'm checking, do we have the read permission? Can I attach the data streams? If I have no read permission, how I can do that? I can't. Dot can read. So this is the triplet of the checks. So here in this case, this is file. In the else case, what it means is the data file, I mean, is there a can I restore the data from something which doesn't exist? Of course not. But here I have, this means implies invalid file name. So here you can take whatever what do you say, decisions. So you can say I can return null, but better suggestion is this means maybe you're running it for the first time whether the file doesn't exist. So return a, in case of invalid file name, return the empty map. Because there was no file, there is no data to restore it from. So here, in this case, we can say return new, hash map is a map. So you can simply say return new map. I'm going systematically. I mean, I hope I'm going sufficiently slow. If not, you can ask me. So the invalid branch is complete. Valid branch is yet pending. I'm just going to attach the data streams and give you the break. The reading part actually will do after the break. So are we clear so far? Give me some, because everyone is not writing along with me. So those who are not coding can always talk to me. Okay. So now once I come here, what does it imply? What does it confirm? What does it ensure? Valid file. So now continue to attach data streams. Okay. So this is the last thing we are doing and taking a break. These are all auto-closable And I would suggest we already have this written. So what is it you'll have to globally do? Simply replace out by in and your chain is ready. Ragini, I have already said, see, I have write everything. So please read whatever I have said. I have taken a call. If the invalid file name, I'm not returning null and which can cause the null pointer exception. I have taken a call here to return the empty map. It is all written in the comments. Please read. I was asking you to write the chain of the streams. So you already know how to write the data, exactly reverse the direction. So I don't want to jump into anything. So first let us identify. One end is Java app, and this time you want to read the data from the binary file. So now start filling in the blanks. Tell me, which is the node stream I should use for reading the data from the binary file? Give me the node stream, guys. You are not understanding node stream. We are starting from file and reaching the Java application file input stream. Okay. This is 100% device specific. Meaning, if you start reading the response from the server, it will be replaced by socket stream. Now, do we want buffering? Suppose my shop has got 1000 plus products. Yes, I require. So let us continue with buffering, buffered input stream. But if I connect buffered input stream, who will have to convert from binary to product details? Programmer or Java API? Programmer. So here you add the converter stream, which is earlier we were using data output stream, replace it by data input stream, and your chain is ready. So now as a last line before the break, translate this into Java code. So which is the class instance we will create first? Data input stream. So data input stream, let's say in, create the instance of the data input stream. What are you going to wrap inside data input stream? Buffered input stream instance. So new buffered input stream. And what is it going to wrap? So here it can wrap, it has to wrap the node stream, which is the only thing which is device specific. So file input stream, and file input stream has one constructor which is name, or it can also take the validated file class instance. So I'm giving the file class instance. We have already validated and confirmed it is there. And because there are unhandled exceptions, those so this is where we are stopping for the break. So the part which we have to do is, again, we have to create a map and all that. And that part, the adding the entries and restoring the details from the binary file, we'll do it after the break. But before I take a break, has everyone understood the code so far? Quickly go through it. All I'm taking from user via tester is the name of the file. First, we are doing the validations, checking if it is a readable existing data file, and then only attaching the streams. And here we will create the empty map and populate it and send it to the caller. Caller means tester. But if the file doesn't exist, if I've got some validation errors, I could have returned the null. But instead of returning null and maybe causing a null pointer or whatever exception, we decided to return the empty map. Are we suitably clear so far? I need some answer. Clear or lost? Okay. So if you get time in the break, I'm not at all pushing you because we are going to come back from the break and do it together. But if you want, you can definitely give it a try. And what is it you'll have to return from here? You'll have to return the populated map restored from a binary file. And that is what you'll be returning to the caller. So I'll share this code also with you. Anyone who is interested can try completing it. Otherwise, we'll continue it as usual. D19.1 SRC utils. I'm sending you this iotals. So let's have a 1 hour break and we'll resume at 11:10 exactly. See you around.